Hi, hello everyone. I'm Dr. Vishesh Rayas, Assistant Professor of English, working in Government First Grade College, Kunigil, which is affiliated to Tumkur University, Karnataka. So, dear viewers and my dear students, here in this presentation, my focus is on Gulliver Travels Part 1 Voyage to Lilliput 8th Chapter 8 Its Summary and Analysis. Okay, it's a very small chapter. It's a concluding chapter of this voyage to Lilliput. See, we have seen all the chapters in my videos. I have, uh, you know, uh, or I have given you brief introduction to all the chapters in my previous videos. So, let me conclude with this chapter 8. How Gulliver. So far, up to the chapter 7, he struggled a lot in Lilliputian's kingdom. So we have seen that how Gulliver is passed with the sentence to execute him and put him to take his sight away and to starve him to death. That is the plan already chalked out, and even the order passed in Lilliputian's kingdom. The emperor passed an order, passed a sentence. So, in this background, though Gulliver is capable enough to face all the problems with the Lilliputians, because is such a caliber man to face all these things. Somewhere he also felt he has felt also kind of afraid about Lilliputian's order. So, in the chapter 7, in the previous chapter, so when an official from the government comes and tell him that about the sentence, about the order passed to take take his eyes away, and so immediately he Gulliver leaves Lilliput and comes to Blefuscu, because Blefuscu also, the emperor of Blefuscu requested or gave him he has given him the invitation to come to Blefuscu. So in that regard, Gulliver immediately leaves Lilliput and reaches Blefuscu. So it is very important that when he comes to Blefuscu, what happens there, and how he wants to what he does in Blefuscu, and what are the plans he makes to leave even Blefuscu and to leave this both kingdoms, like in Lilliput and Blefuscu. So these are the things, or in the end of this chapter, in the end of this Voyage to Lilliput, in this chapter it deals with that. So let me have some slides on the screen so that you will be able to get some more information on this. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So dear viewers, look at on the same. This is about the topic and the details about my presentation. Okay, let us go to the next slide, which deals with what's happening in the chapter 8. Okay, chapter 8 deals with that. Exactly 3 days later, or exactly 3 days later, when he reaches Blefuscu, Gulliver sees a boat of normal size. He sees there, of boat of normal size, that is big enough to carry him. So overturned in the water. But he saw that in the sea, it is overturned in the water. So immediately Gulliver feels that, oh, because he thinks about that, he may use this, even the boat, and he can sail back to his country. Okay, that is how Gulliver is planning now. So he takes the help of Emperor of Blefuscu. So look at that. He asked the Emperor of Blefuscu to help him fix it. Fix it, that the boat. So in this regard, so Gulliver is planning to leave Blefuscu also. Okay, look at what happens. The Emperor of Blefuscu helps Gulliver. So what happens here? He takes the help of the Emperor. Gulliver takes the help of Emperor. We'll see Emperor of Blefuscu. We'll see what happens here. At the same time, what happens? The Lilliputians, the Emperor of Lilliput, he has got the information that Gulliver, he has left the Lilliput, and and he goes. He has come to the Blefuscu because he got that information. Even for the same time, the Emperor of Lilliput sends an envoy or an ambassador by by saying that, with the articles commanding Gulliver to give up his eyesight. Even look at that. Even because already Blefuscu is under the control of the Emperor of Lilliput. So he sends an envoy to just execute the article commanding Gulliver to give up his eyes. So look at that, how the Emperor of Blefuscu, what he does, he sends it back with the message. He sends back with the message that Gulliver will soon be leaving both their kingdoms. He sends a message. Look at how this makes it that he is leaving both their kingdoms, even Lilliput and Blefuscu. Means it is said that he is leaving to his country, or he is leaving from us. So this is how the chapter takes away, and even Gulliver returns to England. Here the plan is made it. After about a month, okay, after all the fixing things done, the boat is ready, getting boat is ready, and Gulliver sets sail in the water, the sea. See how I think it is very departure from the Lilliput's. Okay, like that. He what happens, after Gulliver sets his sail back to England. He arrives safely back to England. So it is also important how Jonathan Swift makes his story or his novel ends with that. When Gulliver arrives safely back in England, where he makes a good profit, showing miniature form. See what happens. Miniature form animals, miniature like Lilliput's farm animals that he carried away from Blefuscu in his pockets. See, it is told that here when Gulliver leaves from Blefuscu, he carries with he has carried away with these Lilliputs in his pockets, so that he made a farm there and even exhibiting that and making money in England. That is how Gulliver settled down back in England. So this is how the novel ends with this. Look at that, how his arrival at the shore, and just he opens his eyes and he saw he sees that how a small little people, Lilliputians, encounter, and finally he goes back to his place England, and now he settles there. So this is how Gulliver here we see that analysis of this chapter. Gulliver's analysis of Lilliputian customs also serves to eliminate the arbitrary nature of such practices, such as as well as like the fact that societies tend to assume nonetheless the certain customs are simply natural. They put natural. Look at that, Lilliputian do not question their cultural norms because they have no reason to believe that there is any other way to conduct affairs. Look at how Swift is brought out all these aspects in his in this novel. So like this, when alternatives are discussed, like as in the case of the egg breaking controversy, and the discussion ends with a violent conflict, the articles and again in the case of articles of accusation against Gulliver, like the inventory of his possessions and the articles of his freedom in the previous chapters, and are written in formal language that serves only to emphasize their absurdity. So how that is how he puts it. So like this, and even Swift makes a mockery of formal language by showing how it can be used to mask simple fears and desires, such as the Lilliputians' desire to eliminate the threat that Gulliver poses. So the help that Gulliver gets from the Reldresel is an illustration of the persistent motive in Gulliver's travels. Okay, the good person surrounded by a corrupt society, such a how it is told. So this is my reference. Thank you, and this is how the voyage to Lilliput. It ends with this. So finally, Gulliver leaves the Lilliput and goes back to England. He settles there in England. Look at that, how Swift carries with. See, after when he leaves Lilliput, and Gulliver carried away with some of the Lilliputians from here, and to show to the people of England, and there he is making money, showing there and making that. All these things that are some of the humorous things we just see in this novel. So, dear viewers, like this, uh, Gulliver Travels Part 1, The Voyage to Lilliput, ends with this. See, look at that, how he begins with the encounter of Lilliput, and finally ends with that, how Gulliver finally, after all, getting experience in the Lilliput's kingdom. So, see, he carries with that memory, and he gets with that experience, and he sets back to, or he sails back to his country, England. This is how the voyage to Lilliput is very interesting and important, and even humorous way of explaining things of this. Okay, so dear viewers, like this, and even you need to understand that how mocking at the society, or even Jonathan Swift's intention is to show how the people of England, allegorically, explains all these aspects of political life, even social life, and even that how very very small issues of the society is highlighted as very important things. See, this is how it makes remarkable piece of writing in the history of English literature, especially refers to the Restoration, or it refers to the neoclassical period of English literature. Okay, so okay, thank you for listening to me. Thank you so much, and you'll be having you'll be having more in the next videos about the explanation about the characters of this novel. Okay, thank you viewers, thank you so much for listening to me. Kindly subscribe and watch. Thank you so much.